Fabrizio Romano has given the here we go to Thomas Frank becoming Tottenham Hotspur's new manager. And that's quite quick in terms of what happens at Tottenham Hotspur. But with the fan base divided on the appointment, is Thomas Frank the right man to bring Tottenham forward? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy Mr. Box Office from Mr. Box Office TV, back with another video for you today. On the day that Tottenham Hotspur have got the here we go from Fabrizio Romano, that he's going to become Tottenham Hotspur manager. And on this subject now, it's quite interesting that we sack a manager on a Friday in Ange Postecoglou, and a fast turnaround has happened in terms of now we've identified the manager that we wanted in Thomas Frank, and then he's now nearly through the door. They're now negotiating his previous club, Brentford, his fee to get him out of the club, and also bringing in his coaching staff as well. So it looks like a very thought out plan from the club and Daniel Levy. And now you're seeing the moving parts of what's happening right now with the coach being put in place and then his coaching staff. And then what we'll be seeing soon, Vinay is obviously in as well as part of the team, as well as now we're hearing now that Fabio Paratici is going to be coming in soon as well. So there's quite a lot of optimism, but there is also people that don't agree with the fact that we brought in Thomas Frank, that have got question marks on him. People that were very much for the previous manager that think, why do we not keep him? But there's also a very optimistic, the fact Thomas Frank is a coach. He makes players better. He's done that with Mbeumo. He did that with Whistler. He did that with Ivan Toney. He did that with Rayner, Flecken. He's done it from so many people, and you can see it when you see some of the videos as well, that he's got that way of trying to improve individuals, which is what we've been missing for so long now. You can say that, you can see that we've seen it with Pochettino. Have we got our new sort of Pochettino in a coach? It's interesting as well that what I've heard before with this guy, he wasn't actually a footballer. He was actually a PE teacher and came into football. So there's so many things that are interesting that we'll find out when he comes into Tottenham. And this is my way of thinking at the moment. I'm not a Thomas Frank fan, no. But you can see the videos. He is definitely a coach that can improve players. You can see it in his aura, the way that he speaks about the whole game, adapting to different things, different systems, but also drawing back to the drawing board with players, talking to players individually about certain things they can improve on, what they can do. And there was a certain player in the video where he was really very complimentary to Pinnock, the defender at Brentford. And it's just highlighted how he's very much focused on him as an individual, which is very interesting. But I need to see it at Tottenham. And one thing I will say about Thomas Frank and fans, with the divide of the fan base, it's not for me to tell fans to just back the manager, us all as a fan base to come together. I'm not here to tell people what to feel, because that would be me being a very much a hypocrite right now. It's not me for telling me that, Thomas Frank is a perfect manager for Tottenham Hotspur. I'll see it over time, because no one knows what happens in the future. No one knows how this will work out, because I never knew that it was going to, and I'm sorry to people that have heard me on this channel before, repeating myself, but again, as Tottenham fans, we do repeat ourselves, even though I'm not repeating that we're European champions. So we can be pleased on that one in that way. But Pochettino, Martin Jol, I never was convinced that them as coaches coming into Tottenham in the first place. but they convinced me. Now, that's another thing with Thomas Frank. He will have to convince me. Even if we have a bad start, which is not a bad thing, because, like I said, there's other coaches that have had bad starts before. Areola had a bad start at Bournemouth. Look what's happened to him as a Bournemouth manager. People are now looking at him as someone that they would love to have as a coach. But Eddie Howe didn't have the best of starts at Newcastle, but look at him at Newcastle right now. He's now looked as renowned as a very, very good coach, and he won his first trophy, and now he's really looked as a very high prospect to do well and go on to bigger things at Newcastle and maybe in other teams as well. And the latest one is Oliver Glasner, who had a bad start last season with Crystal Palace. But look what happened to him. Won the FA Cup and finished very strong. So there's so many scenarios that can happen right now. But for me, I think some people need to quieten down who are telling people or telling the fan base just to be all together. I don't think that's the right way of doing things. I think people just need to embrace that people have got different opinions. And if you don't agree with them, debate them. Because at the end of the day, there's no way I'm telling somebody that they need to just get on board. Because that would be a hypocrite of Mr. Box Office, who was never ever on board with Ange Postecoglou, Jose Mourinho, and Nuno Spirito Santo. So it's wrong for me to say, and even Antonio Conte, I wasn't really on board with him completely as well. And that would be hypocritical of me saying that. So there's no point in me saying to people to say what they need to feel. There's no way. There's no point. So those people that are telling people what to do need to pipe down and let them be natural. And that's what it's going to be, natural. Because it's never been about the manager for me. It never has been about the manager for me. It's about the team as a whole. And if we improve as a club and he goes off, because he might not stay here for more than 1 or 2 years. He might be here for more than 1 or 2 years. And I think that's where the issue is this manager going to be here for more than 3 or 4 years? And that would look to success for Tottenham Hotspur. But as I said before, last part I will say, it's not just about the coach. It's about the hierarchy and the structure behind him. And the main thing is the director of football. And ironically, it looks like close soon that our director of football will be coming soon. Our returning Fabio Paratici. But that'll be something for another video. And with new signings prospects are coming in, with journalists now talking that targets have already been spoken about and talked about between Thomas Frank and the club, Tottenham Hotspur. It's looking very promising. But it's going to be a very tough season for Tottenham. And there's no looking away from that, definitely. And we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next coming summer. Please like and subscribe to the channel as I wrap up this video. And take care of yourselves. And let's see you in the next video. And as always, if you didn't know, get to know. Support your boy, Mr. Box Office. Subscribe and like. And come on, you Spurs. And I'm out.